Hello everyone, and welcome to Minecraft. Welcome to kind of like a special numbered episode, kind of. In a way, this is going to be episode 53, but in a way it isn't. Because 53 kind of disappeared. 53 was actually recorded and edited, but half of the commentary was gone. So, it isn't out. This is actually recorded after I did some of the progress, after I progressed past it, like the 54 and onwards episodes. So this is kind of like a special episode to take the place of 53. Kind of like a filler episode. I'm going to change that. Kind of just like to replace that episode because I decided instead of trying to salvage 20 minutes worth of footage of building, I would just go over this and make it a special episode of covering what I did and going over every building that I've built so far. Kind of like a special recap of the buildings and stuff. So let's go over mainly what I did that episode and mainly recapping what I did in the previous break before that episode. Wrong button. This is what I built last episode. The episode that is not going to get loaded because it's only half done. I don't know what happened to the commentary. I think it has something to do with when I stopped my video. I like paused the recording or stopped the recording and started it back up. And the audio of the second part of the half of the recording did not save or something. I don't know, it might have something to do with a glitch or something. But yeah, this is the building I built. I built it out of stone bricks and bricks. It's just a simple L-shaped building with some simple decorations. I didn't want to make it too fancy. But it is just an L-shaped building. It's gonna be like 40 minutes. Maybe not 40 minutes. Probably like 30 minutes to build it because I kind of went over what I did during the break and stuff. I haven't built the pathway to it yet. I'll get to that in a little while. That's a little bit of a lag spike there. I built this in the break between the episode before building that. So I had this little building built. It's just a simple cobblestone and woods house with a simple structure entrance to walk in, with a simple little outside decoration on the outside with a forestry tree that I spawned in because I'm not going through forestry. I also pre-episode did this house, which is the I call it the Guildmaster's house. I keep calling it different things, but it's kind of like the house on the pier, which I fixed. I put some like supports underneath it. Going down to the bottom of both that one and this one, and I made the piers a little bit neater and look a little bit more sturdier. I also had to remove the ship's mod because of a glitch between it and Decorative not liking each other. So I did this little house. It's just a simple little 2-story house that I cracked up. Just a simple little house that serves no purpose except for decoration at the moment. Now, because I lost the audio, I don't really know what I talked about. I think I talked about games I was playing last week. I know last week Day of the Tentacle came out, which is a Day of the Tentacle Remastered, which is a game, point-and-click adventure game that came out on Steam and GOG and several different places. But yeah, I decided, heck, since I lost the building building footage, I would decide to go over everything that I have built in its stead. So this is a special episode from the very beginning till now. Started from the very beginning to now. Now, I started here. This is near spawn. I actually spawn, my natural world spawn is maybe, I think it's right here is natural world spawn. I think it's probably right here somewhere. Either right here at the bank or at the shops. I spent most of my life, at the very beginning, living in a boat. That was right here. The boat has since been removed, and I have decorated and filled in the hole that was caused by it. Now, I built this house to replace, just a base out of, to replace my lost world that I had before this, because previously I had another world and my hard drive crashed, and I started this game to kind of replace my world that I had before. So I built this house to base in, and it's a nice house. It's a nice Victorian-ish kind of style house. that is just kind of like a quaint little house that I can base out of and do all my crafting out of. Now up here, I did my Botania stuff. It's a kind of an older, needs to be updated version of Botania that is simple and effective to use. I don't use it quite so much. I could do a little bit more with it. It needs to be updated because I know some of the things have broken with it, so I need to actually do a little bit with it. But that is my Botania section, my Botanical Gardens house. And I never made a path up to it either, so I need to do that. Going to the next building on my house is being a fan of Tinker's Construct, and I built this little building. This is kind of like the smallest building that I have. It's a blacksmith. It's a small building that I have my Tinker's Construct stuff in, and one of my villagers are here. Cool. Then I created the base of operations for the entire town, the town hall. When I make it more decorative, I was going to add like a clock tower to the top of it, or like a bell tower or something, probably a clock tower, but I've yet to do that. I'm probably still going to go back and do that eventually. It still kind of looks too flat. It needs more of a height to it, but so I may eventually do it eventually. But it's kind of like a courthouse kind of town hall thing. It's got my clipboards mainly that shows my to-do lists. That's pretty much it. Going to the next building here. I'm basically just going down the street. But the next building is the decorative, just a church. It's just a decorative building that just has some decorative stuff in it, and I built a bell in the top of it. These board sparkle blocks. Just decorative. It's just a decorative building just to be pretty. Now I'm going to go down over here and go ahead and cover this building over here as it's out of the way. This is the farms. This is what feeds all my ancient warfare people. All the farms are currently powered with the windmill that was built later. Has some weird strange lighting glitch. And except for these up here that are formed by the workers themselves. The house itself has never been fully finished. One day I'll actually go back and finish it and put doors on it and just pretty it up. It needs to be pretty just like everything else. But I fenced it off to be more safety, and that is why I also have a lumberjack living here with them, kind of like bunking with them, just to safely keep them. But this is what feeds all my people, and that's why I have so much stuff stored away. But this is a good material gathering for everything. But the potatoes pretty much feeds all my NPCs, and has done a pretty well job feeding what I have. I have the bridge here, which is just pretty much a pass-through for my NPCs to walk back and forth between the farm. Just a simple path. To the next building, I'll just cover this building over here. This is a shopping center. It's basically the bakery, which is going to have some auto crafting and some furnaces to cook bread, cakes, and all sorts of stuff once I actually get back into the auto crafting stuff. And it's going to be actual functional and actually have distributed cakes and stuff on the things. And actually show items for sale to NPCs that I will place, the trader NPCs, once I place and make some more. The shop will have it's the potion shop, and we'll have automated crafting potions and items on the shelf that crafts potions, and it will have stocks of potions all over the place, and above it will also be a trader that sells the potions, and also be nifty and all sorts of stuff like that. This one is just a decorative shop, or might change into being something special. I have it where you can I have it where it can be changed. I'm not sure. That's why the shop is empty. I don't know if I want to make it like the paper miscellaneous shop or something like that. I'm going to time set it because it's a blood moon and it's going to be too weird colored. But it's pretty much a shop I haven't decided exactly what I want to do with it yet. Over here is the bank. I was going to see if these hook up to the ME system. I have yet to try, because it'd be nice if these hook up to the ME system. I could actually store my diamonds inside these and nether stars and stuff. But this is where I'm going to have a trader NPC just standing here pointlessly. And this is pretty much where I've been gathering my materials. I don't really need it now because I have the tablet itself that I can just access that from anywhere. But I've got some building stuff here as well. I'm gonna put some villagers and stuff around just to make everything look more populated towards the end of the line. And I'll even try to find a texture pack once I get ready to close everything out. But that'll be a while from now. I'm not even close to finishing things out, because I haven't even fixed this. Onto this building. This building looked a little bit better once it was finished the first time. But this is the tavern. The railings have gone because of the update. Maybe it's block, and the roof was actually a different type of color than before. But I had to replace the roof, and the railings have to be replaced. But this is where all the potatoes that feeds the actual runners inside the village get cooked. You can see how many potatoes are getting cooked here. They're so many being cooked. They are so stocked for forever. I can feed 78 more NPCs. But this is where all the feeding goes on. It's kind of like the important crafting center that goes on in my town. But it's a simple, I don't know, it's more like what's the style that I went for? I can't remember. I had to look up it's like a colonial kind of style I went for on that. I wanted things to look kind of different, so I went for things. Okay, over here I went for some like housing for the villagers, for both my NPCs and the villagers. They can kind of live together, because the NPCs don't count as villagers, so they won't count for the numbers of the villagers. So they can actually house with the villagers, kind of be family with them, but not actually count as them. This is one of my first family of the Minecraft Comes Alive villagers that I have them living in this house over here. I originally moved them out of my house, but now that I moved them in this house, this is their personal house that's theirs. I've had more spawn in, and some of them are just dotted around. Over to next, I will come over here to the harbor house and the warehouses. The warehouses are just 3 simple little buildings. They're all empty right now. But once I have a fishery hooked up and it can be piped in to the fish houses, it'd be nice and organized there. The harbor house is pretty much empty right now. It's got a billiard table, but that's it. But it would be like the guild house for the shipping industry that doesn't exist at the moment. But will exist once I build ships with the ships mod. But yeah, that's the docks. Let's see, next building will be the library / university / school building right here. I spent a long time on this building because I wanted to be decorative and functional in a way, and not functional. But this is the town's knowledge center, pretty much. It's decorative as it's got a courtyard here, kind of like a university. It's got a sitting area, it's got gardens, and it's over in here. It's got an enchanting area, which is the functional area of the building. It's got some places for decorations that I haven't placed yet, and it's needs some more decorations around with like statues and all sorts of stuff. And here's like the schoolroom. It's kind of like childish schoolroom, but that's what Decorative has. But yeah, that's the library. And then onto here, my template houses. That's the first template house. The second template house is this birch house, which I decorated out front. The third template house was this one, the cobblestone in log. And the fourth one was this one that I recorded and the audio broke. Now, out between the camera and after that, I also did that house over here, obviously. But I also, as I promised, which is why I made template houses, I used World Edit to take these 4 template houses and I copied them over and replicated them. And I replicated them again until I had several variants of the house in different locations. That way I had more of a spread of houses in an area instead of just a clump of houses. Now that I've shown the past of what I've done, I can go on to what I'm going to do in the future. Now I need a lot of decoration. A lot of decoration needs to be done. I still need to decorate some of the back of this. It's kind of bland and plain. I need to decorate the grounds around here. I need to spell. I need to just decorate things because this looks really nice because it's decorated. This house over here looks really nice because it's decorated. But all these other ones are just so bland because I haven't messed with their decorations yet. I need to. My future, however, begins where this road ends. From where this road ends, the road will extend forward. And from here, the road will grid. Like a city center, the city will be planned out on a grid plan. Around this spire and this little lake here will be like a park. And from here, all around here, will be high rises to skyscrapers, reaching to world height, if I can help it. And it'll be neat and nifty and it'll look more and more like a city. However, that will not happen until what I began going over in the next episode, immersive engineering, until this area, until right here. I'm going to put a light right here on this block until power comes till right here. When I can power all these houses, I'll be set to build past it. But until these houses are wired up on the grid, able to feed themselves pretty much, they are not online and it's not able to advance. But that is where I am. And that is the past. The buildings have been built and the town has spread. It has spread from a simple beast living in a stupid boat to me living in a manor to me living in a town that has spread slowly out. Now that's what the villagers came in for. I don't need to be barren. These guys will be the populace. I'll spread them throughout the world. Some of them are married. And I'll make sure they're put together in houses together. And afterwards, I'll have more and more people. And I'll have more and more. Because there's no telling how many of those sky rises will hold. But yeah, that's my highlight episode for the day. To cover pretty much what I've done over these past, however long. I can't remember because I did a lot of Hex Reloaded in the past and Memory too. But that's what I've done. And that's kind of my briefing over what I've done to kind of do a filler to replace the building of this lovely little L-shaped house here. I'm going to work on getting a little bit more prepped for the episode after next. Because I'm letting things build up that really is just boring and tedious. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this little recap of the buildings episodes as I briefly go over all the buildings that I have done once again. Yeah, it's been a ride. And I do have my Gaia Guardian battle area and my Blood Magic on it, but I don't really count those as buildings because this is just an area to fight, and that's really not anything I built. Not per se. It's just something I'm dabbling with. But yeah, that's the thing. I guess I will come up here and we will leave it here. And next time, in the video later, we will get on into immersive engineering and we'll start getting ready to wire this town up. But that will be for then. I hope you enjoyed watching and I will see you all next time. Bye!